welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Angel Ardito, also known as the Lousy Pole Dancer, and my aim is to kind of normalize all things sensual, sex, and relationship. Today, I'm going to be starting off a new series, and this series is going to be regarding lap dances. Lap dances are something that I get questions about literally all the time, non-stop. Turns out we all want to give our partners lap dances and feel sexy and make them feel wanted and loved and appreciated in all of those fun, sensual ways. What usually winds up happening though is we start to feel kind of self-conscious, and I am going to be addressing that as well. But today we're going to address 5 things to consider when giving a sensual dance. And I'm calling it sensual because if I use the word LAP, then I do get censored by YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and all of those. So these aren't just going to be 5 random tips. These are actually going to be 5 categories to consider when giving a sensual dance. And what are these 5 categories? Well, these are going to be all of your senses. Contrary to popular belief, you do not have to be a good dancer in order to give a good dance. A lap dance or a sensual dance is all about the experience of the person who's sitting in the chair. So what you want to do is break down the 5 categories of senses in regards to what the person sitting in the chair is going to be experiencing. This is going to be things like, what are they seeing? What are they hearing? What are they tasting? What are they smelling? What are they feeling? So we'll start with sense number 1, sight. When the person you're going to be giving a dance to comes into the room that you're going to be dancing in, what do you want them to see? All of these are huge components, but this is possibly one of the biggest components, okay? Lighting. You don't want to go into a stark, bright room like the room that I'm in now. What you actually want to aim for is a very dimly lit room, and personally, I prefer adding some like projector lights or LED lights. My personal favorite is to string LED lights under the bed so you can see the light shining down, but you don't know where it's coming from. And then adding projector lights in 1 or 2 corners of the room that have like movement to them, or you can even get lights that go to the sound of the music. And you don't even have to use LED lights. If you're not one for like the colorful, moody lighting, you can always just light a bunch of candles, so that's an option as well. But most importantly, just making sure that it's dimly lit. Not only is this gonna set the mood and the vibe as far as how your partner feels when they see the room, but it's also going to be the most flattering light for you to give the dance in. If you're not sure what lighting to buy, then you can visit my Amazon storefront. I will link it down below. And on there, I have a specific category called lap dances that has lights, chairs, Bluetooth speakers, like everything that you need. So anything that I'm recommending here, if you're not sure where to find it, you can check it out down below. And something that you should also think about when incorporating the sight category is your attire. Very obviously, when you're giving a sensual dance, you want to look appealing. This is not a necessity. I've given my partner dances in big baggy t-shirts and it was just as much fun. However, if you want to create this experience for your partner, you should also include a thoughtful outfit. We'll move on to the next category, hearing. What is your partner going to be hearing? This is also very, very important. Music is a huge mood setter. Lights and music are possibly the most important parts when it comes to giving a successful sensual or lap dance. I don't believe that there's one right type of music to give a dance to, but ultimately you want to create a playlist beforehand and make sure that you're not just playing it off of the speaker on your phone, but rather that you're using some sort of either Bluetooth speaker or Sonos speaker or something like that that can represent all of the beautiful lows and highs that are in music better than when you're using a phone speaker. If you're not sure where to start with music, then I actually have created a lap dance playlist with all of my favorite songs to dance to, and I will also be linking that down below, so you can go follow me on Spotify, or you can just go and grab that playlist and make your own building off of it. And with that, we'll move to category 3, sense of smell. You want to be thinking about what the person you're giving a dance to is going to be smelling. So obviously you want to make sure that you shower and you use your perfume or your lotion or whatever smells good. You also want to consider your breath because you're going to be up close and personal with the person that you're dancing on. And if you smell great, but your breath smells like a shit sandwich, then it's not going to be great for either of you. You can chew on gum, or my personal favorite, brush your teeth and then just suck on a mint before you start the dance. If you're someone who doesn't really like to use body sprays or perfumes, something that you can also consider doing is using a oil diffuser in the room to kind of give the atmosphere a nice smell, or even a scented candle. And then for category 4, which is taste. This is possibly the least important category of all, but I do like to address it because the way to give someone an all-inclusive experience is to include all 5 of the senses in that experience. So when I'm considering taste in the experience of giving my partner a sensual lap dance, what I like to think about is something like a glass of wine. If your partner likes to drink, you can greet them at the door, give them a glass of wine, bring them to the room that you have set up, and then leave the room for a minute to build suspense before coming back in after they've finish the glass of wine. If your partner doesn't drink wine, you can do anything. It doesn't have to be an alcoholic drink. It can be a seltzer, sparkling water, it can be a juice, but make sure that you give your partner something that engages their sense of taste with the experience that they're about to have. And category number 5, which is sense of touch. What is your partner going to be touching? First and foremost, you want to think about the fact that your partner is going to be sitting on a chair. Obviously, when you give a sensual or a lap dance, you want a chair without armrests, but that doesn't mean that it has to be uncomfortable. You can get chairs that have no armrests, that have a little bit of padding, so that the experience is more comfortable for your partner and they're not just sitting on cold, hard metal. I also have some chair options linked in my Amazon storefront in case you want to check those out. Aside from what your partner is going to be sitting on, they're also going to be feeling you're going to be all over them. So you want to make sure that you're incorporating sense of touch when you're getting dressed. Think about satin or things that are nice and soft to the touch. Also think about your skin. I'm not going to tell anyone that they have to shave, but what I will say is that you should at the very least be exfoliating and putting on some kind of lotion to make sure that your skin is nice and soft. Small things like that make a big difference. But ultimately what you want to do is just place yourself in their shoes. If you were the one sitting in that chair, what would you be seeing? What would you be smelling? What would you be tasting? What would you be hearing? What would you be feeling? And when you consider all 5 of those categories as you're setting up for a sensual dance with someone, you are automatically providing them with an elevated experience. So that's pretty much all that I have for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that junk. But ultimately, just stay tuned for part 2 because I still have much more to say in regards to giving lap dances. In the next video, I'll be discussing how to get through those feelings of insecurity that arise before and during the planning process of a sensual lap dance. And I really do think that most of you could benefit from that information. I know that when I was first getting into this, it was something that gave me a lot of anxiety. And it wasn't until joining a pole studio and learning how to dance sensually that I began to kind of learn the tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you on the next video. So with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day. I just want to remind you that you're beautiful the way that you are. Each of us is completely unique and you deserve to enjoy a completely satisfying and fulfilling sensual life. And until next time, stay spicy.